cousins, my aunts from both sides. Though it's complicated, my mom's sister is my mom, but my mom's brother is my uncle. And then on the other side, my dad's brother is my dad, and then my dad's sister is my uncle. Complicated family trees.
Very complicated.
Family trees. So like exactly, it is so nice to just have your cousins around, extended families. This one brings a meal, or maybe people come to camp at your house, and then the eve of Christmas, people are cooking, and then on Christmas Day, you just have a table full of love and your family. For me, I'm even having goosebumps. I'm just imagining that.
Oh.
It's just one of the greatest things.
So
then
you're not going out with
afterwards,
friends tomorrow, you'll be with family.
I have church. I'm planning on going to Kenya actually to go and see my mom.
Ah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I'm mommy's girl. So there's just something about spending certain holidays with family. It just brings a certain vibe, time to catch up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people that used to do that and you stopped due to certain reasons, I think you should go back to it. Like, just try and do a family reunion, Christmas dinner or lunch. And family is not hard. Probably some chickens, some salads, and those that drink whatever they drink. And yeah, you should try it. You should try it. I think I will do it actually. Let me not practice and not preach and not practice. So I will try and do that.
Walk your talk.
Yeah, I'll walk the talk. So remember, if you'd like to get interactive with us, you can get in touch with us with the number scrolling on the screen, or you can actually get to our Facebook platform and get in touch with us. Tell us what your Christmas plans are tomorrow or this festive season. Right about now, let's quickly get into our first segment of the day, which is the Morning Boost. Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, again here with Cholwe, and we are gonna start with a stretch. Ten for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright, so we're going to start with squat jumps for 1 minute. To squat, so squatting, knees don't move to the front, or butt. 1 minute of those, the modified version if you can't jump. So we're starting. Up, 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 just like the modified version. Up, up, advanced. Up, modified version, but out. You don't want to the front. Let's remember that. Up, 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 just like that. Up, up, advanced. You breathe. Good. You should feel the bend. It's a very good bend. The next one for 1 minute, we're just gonna kick to the front. You kick. We're going for 1 minute. Kick, kick. You could go 10 seconds of this. All right. Thank you so much. Till the next episode.
Well, there you have it. We always emphasize on why you need to exercise and also the importance that the importance of doing that for your body, because there's so many things that the body tells us and most of the times we ignore it. And half the time, if you're not exercising, if you have noticed and you're not an active person, there's just sometimes where you just feel your body is, you know, why you feel agitated? Like your body just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it just
but then
doesn't
when
feel
you
like
take
it's yours.
usually when I feel like that and then I'm at a place where I have access to a swimming pool, I just go and swim and I will feel better. Because, you know, your body is active and you're moving your hands around and stuff like that. So you feel better. So if you have been feeling like that, where your body is just not making sense, try and take a walk or try and run or try and do an intense exercise. I don't know if it means you doing jumping jacks, planks, or squats. You will see how that will be. But for squats, if you're just a beginner, you will have some... Tell me about it.
I hate the feeling because the pain.
No, but when you do it 3 times continuously, the 4th time you'll be good.
The last time I did that, I told myself,
don't tell me you just did it once and stopped.
I stopped. I just did once, and then I couldn't even use the stairs because of the pain that I was in.
I don't know if it's
It
just
was like,
me,
you know
but
what? I am done. The door is closed. Tell me
you
to
should
do
try
anything
doing it
else.
straight. You should try doing it
I don't think I have the
a week
strength to do
straight.
that.
But then for me, when I do that and my legs hurt, using the stairs is like a relief because it's like I'm stretching the muscles. No? Okay, fine. But just try and
But it's
exercise
good.
if you can.
Unless
It's
if you, like the way you have put it, where you do it
continuously for a week.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to be continuously at least for like
Because I just gave
3
up.
weeks.
I just did them one day, and then the following day it wasn't things, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this thing again.
I think the following day when you felt like that, you would have done it. And the 3rd day, if you felt the same, you'd have done it. Trust me, the 4th day, you wouldn't have felt them.
It went on for 3 days. I was just in pain. 3 days straight.
And you're just...
I know.
And there's a part why you can't even laugh, because your abs are hurting as well.
They're hurting. I was just like, no, I'm done with exercising.
Yeah, we'll take you. But anyways, it's important to exercise. Just make sure you give your body the food it needs. It's not only like food, but exercise is also actually good for your body. So make sure you do that. And I always emphasize on drinking water. Drink as much water as you can. It doesn't matter the weather, if it's cold or not. If you are the people that say, I don't like the taste of water, which is very weird because water is tasteless, you can add some lemon or some cucumber just to make sure that you get to drink water. But anyways, let's quickly move on to our second segment, which is the Health Corner.
Good morning, viewers. I'm Dr. Mkoka, coming to you from Medical Women Association. So we have been looking at a disease known as deep vein thrombosis, commonly abbreviated as DVT. Yesterday we looked at what it was, in which we defined that it was the formation of a blood clot in the deep veins of the body, mostly affecting the leg. We also looked at some of the causes, which included stasis, hypercoagulable state, and also damage to the endothelial lining. We also mentioned some of the symptoms associated with the disease, and these included pain, swelling of the affected leg, numbness, warmth on the leg, paralysis, and also discoloration of the skin. Today we're going to be looking at some of the risk factors associated with the disease. Our risk factors are divided into two. We have modifiable risk factors and non-modifiable risk factors. Under modifiable risk factors, we have smoking, obesity, pregnancy, immobility. Under immobility, we have patients who tend to be bedridden because of chronically ill diseases, and also those who previously had surgery. They tend to be immobile and also put them at a risk of having increased formation of blood clots in the body. The other thing is traveling long distances. When you're on the bus, maybe traveling from, let's say, Livingston to Lusaka, which is about 6 to 8 hours, you find yourself sitting the whole way on the journey, it can increase your chances of having formation of a blood clot. The other thing is the use of contraceptives or hormonal therapies. Hormonal therapies like estrogen tend to increase your probability. Hormonal therapies like estrogen tend to increase your probability of having clots forming in the deep veins of your body. One other thing is pregnancy. When you're pregnant, it tends to obstruct the veins of the lower part of your body, and this obstruction can lead to stasis of the blood, which in turn causes formation of the blood clots. And the non-modifiable risk factors, we have age of more than 60 years. On the gender, it affects more females than males. Other non-modifiable risk factors include genetic predispositions. Some people have mutations in their DNA that predisposes them to having a higher risk of formation of blood clots. The other thing is autoimmune diseases that tend to predispose them to that. And also cancers. So when you have a cancer, sometimes certain cancers predispose you to increased hypercoagulable states, which in turn form clots in the deep veins. So what are some of the complications of DVT? So what are some of the symptoms of pulmonary embolism? They include difficulties breathing. You just have sudden difficulties breathing, just begins randomly. You also experience severe chest pains. You experience fainting, which is the loss of consciousness, and also coughing out of blood. Another complication of deep vein thrombosis is a syndrome known as post-phlebitic syndrome, which is venous insufficiency. Post-phlebitic syndrome, which is venous insufficiency, tends to lead to gangrene. So gangrene is pretty much the death of the affected leg. So the leg starts discolorating, it becomes darker compared to the other leg and becomes non-functional to a point where you might actually need to have the leg amputated. So when it comes to diagnosing DVT, we have what we call the World Score, which is a criteria that is used to grade the level or the severity of DVT. It is also used to grade the probability of you actually having the DVT. So your symptoms come into play. When making a diagnosis of DVT, a score known as the Wells score is used to grade the probability of you having the deep vein thrombosis. So the symptoms of the condition tend to have a score of 1. So if you have paralysis on the leg, you have pain, it can give you a score of 1. If you have a history of having DVT, it also grades you a score of 1. So when you have more than 2 symptoms of DVT, it increases the chances of having it. So join me tomorrow as we're going to be looking at some of the treatment options that are available and also ways in which we can prevent having this condition. So my name is Dr. Laila Mkoka, coming to you from the Medical Women Association. See you tomorrow.
And those are the health tips that we had for you on the Health Corner with our doctors. I hope that you've learned a thing or two. Precious, have you learned something?
I learn every single day.
You learn every single day.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I think we always need to have the mentality of learning every day. We need to make it a habit. We learn something new, something we didn't know. Even in the fields that we are not so much interested in. I've started learning something about sports. I'm not into sports. I'm not a sports person, but at least I'm learning something.
For as long as one day you're gonna be a wife.
You have
Just
to
pretend to like sports.
coming from somebody who's gonna be a wife very soon.
95% of these men
Are into sports.
are into sports.
You see?
But anyways, it's not a bad thing, I would say. Sports is kind of like very interesting. But trust me, if you ask me to mention like 5 names, football players that I know, well, I would mention.
There are common ones that we always know.
Like Messi,
Of course.
who
Ronaldo.
retired after actually winning France. Mbappe from France.
Yeah.
Messi plays for Argentina.
Ronaldo
Then
plays
there's Ronaldo, and then there's our own Patson Daka, Fashion Sakala.
Shine. At least
Girl.
you know. At least you know something.
Barbara Banda. Just to mention a few. So it's a good
that's
thing.
just like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, I can go on and on about, what do you call it, the 3 heart trick, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know quite a number of things about football because I used to direct off the pitch.
Oh yeah.
So I was familiar with certain things that the guys used to say. So yeah, I didn't really want to, but yeah, I had to learn. I had no choice but to learn. Just in case one of the hosts doesn't come through, I'll actually sit and have a conversation about football. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. You're on the you're on the right track.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm actually proud of you. Okay. But anyways, don't be scared to try out new things. Even as the new year comes, those of you that make resolutions, I don't. I just say, Lord, may your will be done because my plans are not your own. So for those of you that are making, exactly.
But God accomplishes.
Yeah, and when the time is right, the Lord shall surely make it happen. So if you're making plans for certain things, just make sure that you pray about them. If you have got resolutions for the year 2023, make sure that you just pray about it before you go on with your day. Now, quickly, let's take a look at what the foreign exchange rate looks like as of today.
Okay, so we have the US dollar, which is selling for 17.75 ngwe, and then that's buying, and then it's selling for 18.10 ngwe, and then we have the euro, which is selling for 18.82 ngwe and selling for 19.19 ngwe, and then we have the South African rand, which is selling for 1.04 ngwe and selling for 1.06 ngwe, and then we have the Great British pound, which is selling for 21.35 ngwe and then selling for 21.77 ngwe. That's our foreign exchange. For those that are going about their businesses, at least you know how our foreign exchange is looking like.
Yes, of course.
The dollar, though. The dollar.
I say a lot of things, but I have nothing to say.
I hope by Monday we're not going to get to 18.
Well, it depends. It depends how the situation will be. It depends on how the situation is. Yeah, that's what I can say.
That's you being hopeful right
That's
now.
me being pessimistic.
Okay.
No, that's me being optimistic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me being optimistic. Yeah. So we'll see how it will be. But anyways, let's get into zooming into the headlines. The stories that caught my attention in the course of the week is when the president, the head of state, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, or His Excellence, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, wants to reintroduce voluntary training for ZNS for school leavers, which I feel if it was to go through, is actually a good initiative.
It is a good initiative, and I think if it actually goes through, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school. Yes, because it's a good initiative, and I think we have seen like how it was done in the time of the Kaundas.
Way back.
People really never cried so much about job creation and everything because just after your last paper, people were gotten and they were taking different fields. And if we get back to that, at least we'll have less people crying on unemployment levels.
And the thing is that there are some people that will talk about unemployment like it's just one thing that you would want to have. I remember I had a conversation with one of my colleagues here the other day where we were talking about how hard it is to find another job if you lose another one or if you want to leave the other one. So we were talking about how people expect everything to come from the government. And then others would be saying, no, you can just be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, you need capital. You can't just start a business without an income from somewhere. So
motivational speakers are really mislead us. They'll tell you, no, I started my business with a picture of a cow or with one grain of rice.
Exactly.
Which is not true.
Exactly. There are some struggles out there. And when you're unemployed, there's just a certain mentality that you feel not complete. Because one, there are certain things that you need as a human being. There are certain necessities that you need as a human being. So you feel like you're a burden to some people that you can go and ask for money to use for certain things that you need. So being employed and having a source of income and being able to take care of yourself is actually one of the biggest flex.
It is.
It's one of the biggest flex.
It's an achievement.
It's an achievement.
It's an achievement.
That's why I don't even feel like those people that get really excited when they get a job, like they overdo it. I just say, you earned it and you can be as happy as you can, because it's very overwhelming. And then when you're not employed, there's just a certain way your mind operates. You would want to keep yourself busy, hence the abuse of alcohol and drugs, because you're not necessarily buying the item. There are probably some people that are willing to give it to you for free, because you are in a certain group. So
and the funny thing is, people will always be willing to get you a few drinks, but giving you money for a capital to start a business,
I'll call you for drinks, but I'll not take you down for a business plan. It's so sad. It's reality. We can't run away from that. But anyways, let's quickly get into this headline that caught our attention in the course of the week.
The Zambia National Service has celebrated its Golden Jubilee with a promise to contribute effectively to the national food basket and becoming commercially viable. Zambia National Service Commandant Lieutenant General Maliti Soluchi says ZNS, in line with the directive by President Hakainde Hichilema, is working tirelessly to ensure it delivers accordingly. Lieutenant General Soluchi was speaking in Chongwe. The commemoration was held under the theme celebrating 50 years of rendering unbroken development to our motherland, Zambia.
Zambia Defense Force is ever ready to respond to any security threat, be it at short notice. With that said, permit me, Mr. President, to now shift your attention to the milestones that the service has scored over the years. Zambia National Service has recorded a number of successes in the areas of agriculture, production, and infrastructure development. In the area of infrastructure development, the service, through its initial Builders Brigade program, has participated in the construction of the Tanzania-Zambia railway line and the Tanzania-Zambia Mafuta pipeline under the supervision of the Chinese contractors. Participation in the construction of the old city market, as well as the recent refurbishment of the same gutted city market. Besides that, Mr. President, sir, we completed the construction of the Livingstone Modern City Market and the city's intercity bus terminus, as well as the UB Market in Mansa and Kaunda Square Market in Lusaka.
In speaking at the same event, Defense Minister Ambrose Lufuma has commended ZNS for the innovations it's coming up with, adding that it is a reliable tool for government to attain life-enhancing exploits for the nation.
My office shall work closely with the Zambia National Service Command to assist the service exert more effort and facilitate the creation of strong synergies with key stakeholders that will result in the speedy turnaround of the Zambia National Service shoe and tailoring factories. We are very confident that the two ventures can assist to wean government off the unnecessary importation of military uniforms and footwear. With the pressure that the dollar has been exerting on our kwacha, we believe our ministry can leverage the capacities within in order to contribute to the finding of lasting solutions to the challenge.
Meanwhile, President Hakainde Hichilema says the military personnel should strive to be commercially viable, urging ZNS to enhance their farming capacity countrywide.
What we're considering for now, further discussions are on, is at least to introduce voluntary national service training for those young people who would wish to go through the process. We should get to that very quickly, and I lay it further on the table of the commander and other chiefs, service chiefs here. Let us, and the defense minister, home affairs minister, and cabinet, let us put this on the table. I think it's good for our country. In the absence of the liberation war and the heroes that we represent and remember here, in peace times, we would like our military to engage in reconstructing our country, bridges, roads, food production. I think that's a good thing to keep our men and women busy in peace times.
Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News.
Welcome back. Well, Katamanda is planning on going back to school if that will be reintroduced.
Of course.
Trust me, girl, I'm right behind you.
I'll just go to grade 11 or grade 10.
Yeah?
Yes.
And I'm sure it's easy if you're in a government school. So if it's reintroduced, would you go? I wouldn't mind. So I'm scared.
I'm sure they would put those restrictions because
they
know that
at one day exercise, your legs, you couldn't walk.
No, this time I'll be strong.
Yeah.
I'll be strong.
No, I'm the best. If you try to go on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea that it should be reintroduced because it will just reduce a lot of things.
And I think it will lessen also the number of junkies.
Oh yeah, that too.
Because a lot of the junkies that we have, unfortunately, they are grade 12s.
And they speak good English, by the way.
Yes!
They speak proper English.
So it's quite unfortunate. So at least if that is reintroduced, I'm sure we'll see less of
junkies and street kids.
Yeah.
But anyways, a new mobile operator was actually launched in the country some time back. Z Mobile? I don't know how to feel about it.
People are excited, maybe because of the... Anyway, this is when they are starting, so obviously they want customers. So their rates and everything, and good compared to the networks that we have. But I don't know, we're yet to see how it's going to be.
Honestly speaking, for me...
Are you going to buy the SIM?
Honestly speaking, for me, I feel anything that comes through and people are excited. I hate the fact that they change afterwards when they get comfortable.
Unfortunately, yes. In the beginning, they just want to get customers. Yes. And then the moment they just get into office and then people are patronizing their business, then you just see all of a sudden everything changes.
Like
they become relaxed.
Oh. No, I'm wishing them all the best in the Zambian market. I mean, it's a free market, and we're hoping that they deliver.
And the good part is that it's a full-time Zambian company.
The name for me... Okay, let me not just say much. Anyways, so we have a new... it was launched some time back, and we're waiting to see how they will operate. We already have 3, so which means it's going to be the 4th. So if you're excited, well, good for you. It's one of the things that people are looking forward to coming this new year and stuff like that. But anyway, we are getting into our first interview of the day. But for now, let's quickly just take a short break. But remember, you can interact with us on the numbers scrolling on the screen, or you can just get to our Facebook page and let's get interactive. What are your plans for Christmas? See you on the other side.
Camnet Stars Football Club, popularly known as the local national team, is inviting all skillfully gifted, talented and creative soccer players from across Zambia. Ages between 16 and 20 must come, train and join the club. The category of these gifted footballers have the chance to go and market their talent in Europe and USA through Camnet Stars Football Club, a team formed with a vision to produce quality international players. Please do not miss this brief open opportunity given to you. Camnet Stars Football Club could be your gateway to your international soccer career. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Date 12th December 2022 to 21st January 2023. Time 09 hours to 11 hours. Your time to shine is now.
news, good news. The rains have started. You need to plan your future. Generational wealth is the way to go. Has grafted avocado plants fruiting within 2 to 3 years for sale at only 90 kwacha each. And ordinary avocados at only 45 kwacha each. Contact us on 0979 753010 or 0962 965 883. We are open from 8 hours to 17 hours, Monday to Friday, at Healing Word Ministries International in Ibex Hill, opposite Hilltop Hospital.
Well, welcome back. You're still on the Camnet Breakfast, and joining me on set is the Secretary General of the Leadership Movement, Mr. Chalwe Chandala, and we're just here to discuss on how we're just here to look at the perspective from the opposition, how the current administration is doing, or how best they have worked during the year of 2022. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning, thank you, Precious, and morning to all the viewers out there.
Compliments of the season. I haven't seen you in a while.
Definitely, compliments of the season too.
Thank you. So let's quickly get into the performance of the current administration from the time they got into office, which was in August last year. This year? Last year? Last year. Yes, up until now, which is December, from the opposition perspective.
Thank you very much, Precious. I think as leadership movement party, seeing how the New Dawn government has performed since they were given a mandate from last year, August, to date, 2022, I think in some ways it's very disappointing on the economic turnaround, which we are promised. Because today, Precious, believe you me, people in Kalingalinga, Misisi, do not still see the change. Because people voted for basics to say the cost of living will come down, electricity tariffs will come down, petroleum products will come down, but they're escalating at a rate which the Zambian people are failing to believe, to say, is this the head of state who used to calculate? We used to have a calculator when we was in opposition to tell us to say, that's to abuela isemu power, fuel example costing
this much.
Where is the calculator now? Because we were told way back when fuel was costing 17 kwacha to say, this 3 kwacha, these clique of thieves are taking it away. Now, where has it gotten when they're in power? So, believe you me, it's very disappointing how the New Dawn government has performed, because this was not the expectation of the Zambian people. The Zambian people expected a lot from the New Dawn government. We have been told to say, no, let's talk about the inflation. No, we have recruited 30,000 teachers, 7,000 health workers. But if I may ask, Precious, these jobs are of consumption, not production. At the moment, as a country, we must engage into productivity. We must be productive so that future generations to come, they will follow our footprints. But whereby we are told to say, no, we have inherited empty coffers. And if we have inherited empty coffers, why then our first budget should it be full of consumption? It doesn't add up. If we inherited empty coffers, our first budget was supposed to be of production, so that we produce more goods which will attract forex in our neighboring countries. But where is all that under the New Dawn government? They don't have the DNA of production. All they have is consumption. When we talk about teachers, it takes 20 years for a teacher to produce a child who will be productive in future. When we talk of nurses, these are jobs which bring development in a long run. We were supposed to get back to the basics. We have seen cadreism mushrooming again. Just recently, I think 2-3 days ago, we saw cadres arresting bus drivers who are protesting. Those cadres have nothing to do They have been told to form cooperatives, but finances are still in the council account. How will those cadres then be sustainable if they cannot be productive? So it's high time the Newton government should look in all these sectors and see where they've gone wrong and what they should do best. We as opposition, especially leadership movement, we don't want the Newton government to fail. We want the Newton government to succeed. If the Newton government succeeds, we all succeed, regardless of where you're coming from. No wonder we are here reminding them to say the only way we can get out of this mess is one, by being productive. We are vast of land, we are vast of natural resources. This is the same government. Just recently, when the president was holding a press briefing, I expected the president to eat on hot issues, but the only thing I was hearing was the president bragging about nickel mine. No, we are having the biggest nickel mine in Africa, which is not even land by the state. It's a foreign-owned mining. And we are here proud, saying, clapping, to say, no, we own the biggest nickel mine, while the government is getting peanuts of tax. And these same mines are given tax liberties. And we, the Zambian people, young entrepreneurs who want to set up a company today, what do? We are not even given tax breaks. The moment you register a company, Precious, believe you me, ZIA will be on your doorsteps to get that tax each and every month. But foreigners, Pick and Pay, ShopRite, Angry Iron, they come 5 years tax breaks, and we are happy of that. We must change our narrative, we must change our mindset, and we must think bigger for our nation. We want Zambia to grow. We don't want each and every time Zambia to be a beggar, to be kept captive as if we are puppets of the Western countries. No. Enough is enough. 58 years of independence. It must give us courage and strength to stand by our own, not what we are seeing by this new Dawn government.
Okay, great. Now let's take a look at the aspect of the energy sector and also the adjustments. Are they sustainable?
The adjustments they are not sustainable, Precious, because believe you me, many Zambians today, even the current 3,400, they are failing to manage it. But are they going to manage these new fees, which ZESCO and ERB have approved? The answer is no. And believe you me, today the cost of living has gone high. And when we talk about the energy sector is the driver of the economy. We have small, medium enterprise today, whom the government is telling to develop, to grow bigger and better. But with such kind of electricity tariffs, are they going to prosper? The answer is no. So we must think outside the box, and we must listen very well to say, if we touch energy sector, believe you me, many Zambians are affected. When we talk about electricity, we are anticipating 6 hours of shading. How are these youths with saloons, barber shops, welders are going to survive? We are getting back, way back like it was in 2018, 2017, when Zambians now started complaining about hunger in their homes. And this is where we are going. So a well-meaning government of the people, which understands the basics and the value and the importance of energy, believe you me, it will come in and caution the pain of its people. We have abundance of natural resources. We shouldn't just depend on hydropower. We have seen these problems since UNIP, MMD, PF, and now the new Dawn government. It's high time now we must come up with long-lasting solution. We can tap into green energy, solar energy, which we can afford as a nation. We can also invest in nuclear power, because aluminium is produced here in Zambia. We don't know where it goes. We don't know who buys it. We don't know even who mines it. So it's high time we must utilize our natural resources. Once we utilize our natural resources, believe you me, Precious, we are able to pave a way for future generations. Not whereby this government comes with a temporary solution. 3-4 years later down the line, again we get back to the same load shedding. Where are we heading to? It's high time we as a people, we as leaders, has to think for long-term plans. If these short-term plans fails us, let's engage in long-term plans. For instance, we're talking about load shedding. The new Dawn government comes up with an initiative to say, okay, we as the new Dawn, we're going to invest in nuclear energy. That nuclear energy, believe you me, it will bring tangible results in near future. This is the kind of mechanism, the kind of thinking we want, not only always promoting hydroelectric. No, Kariba Dam, the water levels are low. So we will now be in blackout. For what? Wow, again we are selling power to East Africa, and we cannot stop selling power to East Africa. We must try to cut those deals and put Zambians first. Why do we want always to put foreigners first and we, the indigenous Zambians, we are last? For what? It's high time we must change, and it's high time the Zambian people there who goes out to vote, they're the ones who are the victims. Because believe you me, youths are worked up as early as 03 to line up on a queue to vote to ensure that change will come. And then they're the ones now affected. Those in offices, they don't even feel any impact. They don't buy fuel, they don't buy electricity, everything is for free. It's those Zambians, youths in Misisi, Kalingalinga, Nsama, Mpika, who are feeling the impact. If these people are feeling the impact, then the government should realize it's the government of the people, not the government of its officials. If we do that, believe you me, precious, we are likely to develop as a country, and we are not going to be getting back where we are today.
Anyways, during the campaign period, a lot of different political parties that were vying the presidential seat had campaigned on job creation for the youths, considering the fact that they were the majority of the voters. Now, let's talk of job creation for the youths. Do you think the current government has delivered, or how do you think they've actually gotten into that promise?
Thank you very much, Precious, for that question. I think the current government has not delivered to the expectations of many Zambians, because you agree with me to say not people or youths with degrees and diplomas went out and voted. Even those who don't even have a grade 12 certificate, a diploma, a degree, they went out and voted. And all these must be looked upon. We have 5 million young people today languish in the streets. And how many jobs so far? Though, as the new government created, only 40,000 jobs, which is little. So we as a leadership movement, we think we can do better. We can put 4 million young people into production in 2 years, because this energy, we must tap into this energy and utilize it, not what we are seeing today. So the new government, no wonder we are here to advise them to say they can change their routine, their strategy. They must also consider even that young person in Mrs. who don't have a grade 12 certificate, who don't have a degree, who don't have a diploma, because they also want to make a living. And if they want to make a living, is it that today, precious things are something vice versa? Because somebody who's not educated today, they even lose hope to say Nshakawombe pa muvutekwa in a chapwa, nakwa chafema peace week. But way back during the UNIP government, we used to see even somebody ends up being in grade standard 4, what? They were given an opportunity to work in Zambia National Service, Zambia Police Service, Zambia Army. And these sectors can be utilized to put the energy of young people into use. No wonder we as a leadership movement, we have been advocating to say we can create, and leadership movement under Dr. Richard Silumbe, we are going to create 4 million jobs when the Zambian people give us a mandate in 2026. Because we as a leadership movement, we believe to say either educated or not educated, we have something to contribute to this great country. We can have ZNS state farms, where young people are not educated, they can be there in farms with picks and shovels. We can have ZNS Kasansari gold mine, land by the state, with picks and shovels. We don't need machinery for a start. We must use what we have for a start. If we wait upon machinery, believe me, to take us years, while many people are busy languishing in poverty. But we must use what we have. What do we have? We have abundance of natural resources. We have the human capital, which is cheap labor, which we can utilize. If, for instance, we had picked 4 million young people, ZNS state farms in all the districts. In Kasensele, we have ZNS gold mine. In Solwezi, we have ZNS copper mine. So where we have ZNS aluminium mine, believe you me, what kind and how many products can we have in a year or 1 year, 6 months, if these minerals, natural resources are controlled by ZNS? Abundance of them. And that would be a huge revenue for the government. After that, we can even recruit teachers. We can even recruit nurses, because we know where money is coming from. Not money waiting upon money from IMF, waiting money from World Bank. For what? What if IMF odds on to their money? What if World Bank tells us to say, no, we're not going to give you money now, I think we're going to give you in the next 3 months? Then we are doomed. It's high time we must plan with our own means. What do we have as a nation? Where have we gone wrong? Where are we coming from? Way back Kaflafta and Bonam Kubwa, our forefathers, just used to pick stones rich in iron, greenish. They smelt them. They make copper bangles, copper alloys. When in the 1870s, when these Britons came into Africa, they had banned everything to do with blacksmith. And they wanted everything to be made in Britain. And that's how our mindset was damaged. We cannot think to say, no, as a nation, we can do this. If we say that we can produce copper our own, people and technocrats will come on this platform and they'll cascade to say, no, it's impossible. Zambians to their mines. We need investors to invest in mines because we need heavy equipment. But if we get back to history, when mining started, we never had such machineries. These machineries are only developing as time goes by. So we can start from somewhere. Yes.
Things are evolving. So, Mr. Chandala, you've mentioned quite a number of things that you would want to do or seen done while you are in opposition, and if you at some point get into power. What is it that you're doing as an opposition to help the current government find solution to the current problems? Under a minute.
Thank you very much. One, no wonder I'm on this platform to tell the current government what they can do. And two, as a party, we are a party which believes in action. We don't just talk, we want to walk the talk. So we have so many programs which leadership movement is doing on the ground in Muchinga province, Northern, Copper Belt, Luapula. We have dotted many programs around to help our young people to make a living. As we wait upon the government to fulfill their promise, as well as a party have taken a routine to educate our people to train 4.5 million Zambians in business training skills. And apart from that, we have set up manufacturing centers in some of these constituencies. And as we move forward, we expect to have manufacturing center in all the constituencies countrywide. And also we have farms in Mpika, which we are mobilizing and recruiting young people for a living. And also in Mpongo, we are doing projects, farming projects, and Shuangandu. So we have so many programs which we are doing while we attain the government, what they can do. We are also on the other hand helping the young people to make a living, because we believe to say it's not each and every time we'll be here to castigate the government, but we must also offer solutions. If the new government sees what we're doing in Mpika, they will get motivated to say, cash for leadership movement, they don't just talk. They talk, they walk the talk. So this is what we want to do, and we'll keep on doing this. So there's so many people themselves who judge to say, I think they have demonstrated. So they must see what Dr. Richard Silumbe is doing while he's in opposition. Even if he's given a mandate, they'll say, if they can do this while they're in opposition, what if they are given a mandate to rule this country? Then they'll do bigger and better things.
Okay, Mr. Chandala, thank you so much for your time and for embracing us with your presence today. It's good to see you.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, Madam Precious.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just having a conversation with Leadership Movement Secretary General, Mr. Charlo Chandala, and we're just discussing issues on how the current government is doing in terms of job employment and also taking care of the youths currently. So now we'll get into our second interview on the day. I'll join you on the other side.
A falcon, known for flying high speeds, unmistakably grace and flying incredible long distances. Falcon Express is equal to the task with your deliveries. Friendly and reliable, a company that cares for you, local and international coverage, company that empowers its customers on time, every time, all the time. Nationwide delivery.
Send your parcel through Falcon Express to Mongu, Kabwe, Ndola, Kapiri, Kitwe, Chingola, Chipata, Livingstone, Mazaboka, Kasama, Solwezi, Kalumbila, Chililabombwe, Luansha, Kalulushi. Get in touch with us on +260 971 130 766 and drop your parcels at Falcon Express. Falcon Express. Your parcels are safe with us.
Cabbages, onions, maize, potatoes, tomatoes, chilies. At Rainbow, we supply great quality irrigation for the mentioned crops and more at an affordable price. Get our 2,000 meter flat drip for as low as 2,900 kwacha, or our 500 meter round hose for 1,300 kwacha. Customize your own spacing with our 500-meter blank round hose going for 1,200 kwacha, ideal for orchards such as avocado, mango, banana, oranges, etc. Rainglow Irrigation. Best quality, best price.
Camnet Stars Football Club, popularly known as the local national team, is inviting all skillfully gifted, talented and creative soccer players from across Zambia. Ages between 16 and 20 must come, train and join the club. The category of these gifted footballers have the chance to go and market their talent in Europe and USA through Camnet Stars Football Club, a team formed with a vision to produce quality international players. Please do not miss this brief open opportunity given to you. Camnet Stars Football Club could be your gateway to your international soccer career. Venue, Kablonga Boys Secondary School grounds. Date 12th December 2022 to 21st January 2023. Time 09 hours to 11 hours. Your time to shine is now.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Camnet Breakfast, and joining me on set this morning is Reverend Solomon Mbulo, who is actually the chairperson of the fundraising committee. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning and good morning, viewers.
Compliments of the season.
Same to you.
We're finally in the season.
Amen. Amen. The season of giving.
Yes, yes,
For
yes.
God so loved this world.
Yes, he did.
His only Son.
His only begotten Son.
Amen.
That whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting
life.
Yes. So let's quickly get into the history of Zambia's declaration as a Christian nation.
Well, all of us are aware that this was done in 1991 when our president then, that was President Chiluba, he realized that he could not lead us on his own. So he went into the covenant relationship with God, that God should help him to rule this nation. Briefly, that I can say is the background of this declaration. So from that time, every year we have been celebrating or commemorating the event because it was a very significant event for Zambia.
Okay, so now how has that benefited the country?
No, this declaration has benefited the country in so many ways. For example, the peace that we're enjoying and the influx of churches that have come in, because all people have known that Zambia is a Christian nation. So you find that Nigerians and other people have come in, and also the peace that we have enjoyed, there's no war. This was over the declaration.
Quickly just tell us what the theme for this year is, and also interpret it to those that would want to understand it.
No, the theme for this year, we're saying as a Christian nation, we should promote Christian values in unity. So we're saying that although we have got different faith, but as one Zambia, one nation, we should promote Christian values. And we are standing on Numbers 32, 23, and 24, and also Philippians 2 and 3. So it doesn't matter, it's one Zambia, one nation. Especially that, you know, we are made up of different tribes and colors, regions, but we are one. We should promote unity in all these activities.
Okay, so I'm sure if there's someone who's listening out there and they would like to be part of the celebration, who is invited?
No, in fact, we're inviting all Zambians. We are saying that on this 29th December, all roads in Lusaka, this Mulungushi International Conference Center, where there will be celebration. We are hoping to have our Vice President there, and also all mother bodies are invited, political parties are invited, all Zambians, in short, all tribes are invited to be there. And I would want also to mention that prior to this celebration, we have got a number of activities that were lined up. And we flagged off the commemoration that was in Kafue. with the government and the church on Thursday. We're in Kafue. We want to show love in action. And the other activities, like yesterday, we were at Chimbokaila, female section. And we're there also, we donated some foodstuffs and shared the word of God. And this morning, as I'm talking to you, at 10 hours, we'll be at Intercity. If you are well-meaning Zambian and you love evangelism, we want to take the gospel to the travelers and the people at Intercity this morning. And on tomorrow, we're resting because it's Christmas Day.
Yes.
And then on Monday, we'll be at Chainama Hospital. And then on Tuesday, again, we're going back now to the female section at the Chimbokaira prison. And then on Wednesday, it's preparation day. And then Thursday, it's a big day itself. So we are calling all Zambians to come in numbers, come and call upon the name of the Lord at Mulungushi. Let us celebrate together.
So now this commemoration event, I forgot to ask from the beginning of the interview, is it something that's going to be happening annually, or maybe it's just particularly for this year?
No, in fact, I would say that it has been happening. It has been happening all these other years. And we thank God that now the government has come in. For example, they have offered to pay the venue and the music system, where the church has also come in contributing material form during this period. So what we are saying is that the celebration is going on. Our desire is to pass on this celebration to the future generation. That people should know that Zambia is not a Muslim country, it's a Christian country.
All right, thank you so much, Reverend Bolo, for coming through.
Thank you very much.
Any closing remarks before I let you go?
So I want to appeal to all Zambians that we are in the season of giving. So in case God has blessed you with money, and God has blessed you with maybe with materials like clothes and so on, please, you can donate them to us so that we can give to the needy people. We have got so many needy people in Zambia, so who need our help. So I'm appealing to you, in case you don't know how to channel those things, you can call us on this number that I'm going to give you on 0977 773 222. 0977 773 222. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard about it, the commemoration event of Zambia being declared as a Christian nation. So if you have time during that day, you can just find your way at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of the show. Thank you so much to everybody that stayed glued from the time that we started up until this point. And compliments of the season. Hope you have a marvelous Christmas tomorrow. And remember, Jesus is the reason for the season. Yes, so be safe as you have fun out there. Yes. Amen. For me, Precious Mzea Sakaleji, and on behalf of Amos Lungu and Isaac Chifita on the other side, it's good morning and have a beautiful day.